once again, if this happened last year, I would have counted this as an incident. Anyway, this is school on Thursday, the 1st of December 2020. I read most of the day because I didn't go to the other school for Moving Image because they have their exam week. And the study teacher was busy invigilating our exams for most of the day, so. She came back after lunch, so I just read my normal book at that time. I did still try and read a bit while she was there because she wasn't looking at her iPad, but I was constantly looking up to see if she was looking at her iPad. But yeah, at the end of the day, when I go to the bathroom, came back, my friend was like, "Hey Dylan, come here." Okay. I was like, where? Like, yeah, I'm coming to you. And just talking about, like, stuff to do the formal. What, like, awards or whatever should we do? Then when I was going on my bus, a person that I've been friends with since P1, so basically my whole life, maybe even before P1, but we haven't talked in 2 years. She asked me if I'm going for her. I said yeah. So it's nice to have a conversation with her, even though she's pretty small. On the bus, the final person got on. He's a year 12. He has a reputation of being a bit of a prick to everyone at the back of the bus. And he would have sat at the very back except for the fact that it was full, so he sat next to me because I sit on the row that is second from the back. And when he came on, he was like staggering, like he was drunk. So I made a joke about him, like 20 years from now, he'll be the drunk uncle to his brother's son. And he was talking to all his mates in the back, like, whatever. Then he sits next to me and he whispers, basically, just don't ever joke about alcoholism again, or I won't talk to you. And then I went back to, you're right, stuff like that. And he was talking friendly to me after that, and when I was about to get off my bus, I said, by the way, I'm not sorry. Well, you know what then, Dylan? You're a bit of a dick. I need to be. Yeah, okay, I'm the one being a dick. Yes. And I'm not like trying to turn that into a base and be like, Giga Chad. Yes. Anything like that, just yes, I am a dick. But I mean, this isn't like one of my autistic moments. This wasn't like a stupid joke that gets blown out of proportion. This was something genuinely funny. I'm going to assume that his dad has problems with alcoholism or something like that. None of my business. I get that I've just said that in a video, but I mean, unless you were actually there, you have no idea who I'm talking about. So only like less than 10 people will understand. And even then, none of them have my channel. Okay, one of them does. So one person I've told that to, basically. Yeah. Anyway, this is Twitter as of 23 to 7 p.m.
Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. Every human being.
Is it weird that Kanye endorsing Hitler and Alex Jones while wearing a mask was actually on my 2022 bingo card? This isn't real. That's not gonna. I knew it. Dick. Yeah, nothing to like with Star Wars. Not even 24 hours after Mega Grifter Charlie Kirk tweeted homophobic lies about me, I received this thread repeating one of his lies, but that was the point, riling people up against me and other gay people. Words have consequences, and Twitter is becoming a cesspool for this crap. Twitter always was a cesspool for this crap, just it was flipped the other way, where you're bullying people for being straight. Okay, I'm sorry, that's a lie. But you were bullying people for being conservative. And for all the MAGA conspiracy theorists out there, the threat was a voicemail. This is a transcription, but have fun spinning around it with your conspiracies. I bet you a crisp £20 note that this man is currently typing racist voice actor into Fiverr. Then post the audio. Promise you this man is currently searching racist voice actors on Fiverr. I'll do it for the right price. I'll do it for free. Watch The Circle. 30 people wake up in a room and cast anonymous votes. Skip. Most votes, you die. Standard thought experiment movie, I thought. Is that the one with Emma Watson and Tom Hanks? Yeah, I think it's got Anderson. Oh wait. Until people started voting for the little girl/pregnant women as they knew they stood a better chance of winning with them gone. Be honest, would you vote for the little girl/pregnant women? I would never say never in a right. I would right now say never in a million years, but then other people said that too until the numbers started dwindling. It seems provocative, but also very boring if it's just like a room. It's like, vote someone out. Okay, vote them out to die. And do it again, and again. Just watch the platform, a Spanish film, kind of the same vein, but also really not. Shut up, I have a cold, my brain is tired. Great film. Absolute communist propaganda, but still a great movie. Sorry, good. Shoestring budget and cast literally who's, but as far as exploring game theory and human behavior is very good. It's like playing Commander, everyone will gang up on the player who is in the best position to win.
Wait, alright, everybody vote for the black guy.
Okay. Fuck yeah, man!
Wait, alright.
Is this a comedy or what? Okay, I'm gonna guess this is it. Nah. I was thinking of this because Marcus said the circle instead of circle. I never heard of circle before, but just saying the, I thought it was this one. Also, yeah, it's mostly a cast of literally who's, but Julie Benz is in it. You know, Julie Benz from Angel and Dexter. Check out this AI art I made. You mean a machine made? Twitter is purging a lot of scam accounts right now, so you may see your follower count drop. Before Musk, did Twitter ever give you a reason why a bunch of followers went missing? Leadership.
The vaccine!
No, please don't. Not again.
When we poke ya, well, we know you're gonna be safe from COVID.
I mean, it's probably already too late, but I'm going to at least try to save this video. You don't copyright me, because this is a criticism. This is a very honest criticism. I want to pause the video every time there's something that, you know, anytime that he sings, and I use that word in air quotes, anytime he sings something that I think is worth talking about, I'm going to pause the video and talk about it. But first, one, Stephen. You know, Pfizer themselves has already admitted that I can't even say anything because the video will get taken down for medical misinformation. But Pfizer have admitted that basically you're lying. Two, if all 8 billion people got vaccinated, would you still make this crap? I have a feeling you will.
In you, when you go out, yeah, I know you're gonna hug and not worry, it might kill you.
Yeah, because when people go out, they just go around hugging everyone for no reason. Even doesn't matter if it's their closest friends or a random stranger, they'll do it anyway.
I will shoot 500.
Jesus. Sorry, my laughing's causing my chair to like rig it or whatever the onomatopoeia is, but just 500 boosters. Okay, 1,000 booster shots for one person.
500 more just to be the max who shoots 500.
Yeah, well, shoot 1,000 vaccines in you just because.
Miles, what are you waiting for?
The vaccine.
The establishment even trying. Yeah, like, who will be convinced by that? Like, it seems like something you would see in, like, a kid's cartoon that has been intentionally written to be really cringy. Anyway, FTX, haha, oops. Greek mythology was just ancient Marvel movies. Were there crossovers in ancient mythology? Morrissey. Diversity is conformity. Diversity is a dreadful word. Pin it to anything and that situation is finished. JSO marchers not obstructing highway, say police. I mean, look at this. I know it's hard to tell, but it looks like they're standing in the middle of the fucking road behind a massive truck. So, what do you mean? Yet again, if this was anti-vax mandate protesters, they'd send in the riot cops to kettle them out of the way. But JSO has establishment protection, so they get kind words and a police chat room.
Republicans say that Democrats are picking on Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is doing just fine.
But do you think that users have a right to freedom of speech, even if what they're saying is wrong or offensive?
I think that one human being should not decide how millions of people communicate with each other. One human being should not be able to go into a dark room by himself and decide, oh, that person gets heard from, that person doesn't. That's not how it should work.
Republicans say that Democrats...
Very rich coming from you, bitch. Suddenly, Twitter's not a private company that can do what it wants. Funny that. Okay, Barties. Really want to make a joke about this, but I can't because my little cousins and nieces are the ones who have to deal with the results of this man's hate. If you vote or platform this man, you're a supporter of hate. Britain's two largest cities are now minority white. Are you also accusing the Daily Telegraph of hate? The ONS figures are a statement of fact. Put your confect outrage in the bin. German government virtue signals at Qatar World Cup with One Love armband, then signs 15-year gas deal with Qatar a week later. That reminds me, that guy that was arrested for flying a pride flag in the middle of the field. Turns out that wasn't a pride flag, it was actually the Italian flag for peace, which has 7 colours, whereas the pride flag has 6. Dreadful diversity. Morrissey calls out blandness of industry in first interview in 7 years. UK house prices starting to collapse. 1.4% in a single month. Absolute carnage.
I can't imagine what it feels like to go from $20 billion to $100,000.
Yeah. How did he go from crypto hero to crypto supervillain?
Today, a lot of people look at you and see Bernie Madoff.
GMA tomorrow, Sam Bankman-Fried, one-on-one with George Stephanopoulos. What happened to the billions people invested with him?
What is the talent that you have that convinced people they should invest billions of dollars?
He was on top of the world.
You got all these celebrities. You did it in a big way.
Yeah.
Have you gotten calls from any of the celebrities who endorsed you?
But now...
Are you worried about going to jail?
And what led to this?
That's a pretty stunning admission.
The breaking new interview, tomorrow on ABC's Good Morning America.
I'm not surprised that SBF looks like that. Regime protects its own. Be clear, I do not support this. Because that honestly is physical assault. But JSO, take this as a warning. If you do not get out of the fucking way, the average person on the street, and this isn't me like... This isn't a threat, this is a warning for your own safety. If you do not get out of the way, the average person on the street will assault you because... they might be on their way to work and they have a really strict boss that doesn't give a fuck about context. Be like, hey, you're late by 1 second, you're fired. And they are now broke because you stood in the way because you heard something that sounded good on Twitter. That's French? Sounds German to me. Maybe it's just the way he's saying it.
Laissez passer la moto. Il y en a qui bougent dans le lit. Il y en a qui bougent le lit. Putain, j'ai dit...
BBC to produce lighter content to attract Britons from poorer backgrounds. How could the BBC become even more lowbrow? Yeah, like, we're edgy, but we're going to make more lighter content for the normies. You are the norm. Your content was... Honestly, I'm going to get hate from this from both sides, but the BBC was never edgy. Not for the 100 years they've been around.
Happened. Well, it took Gibbon 9 volumes to describe the decline and fall of the Roman Empire, and I shall not embark on that. But thinking about this almost incredible episode does tell one something about the nature of civilization. It shows that however complex and solid it seems, is actually quite fragile. It can be destroyed. what are its enemies? First of all, fear. Fear of war, fear of invasion, fear of plague, fears that make it simply not worthwhile constructing things or planting trees or even planting next year's crops. And fear of the supernatural, which means that you daren't question anything or change anything. The late antique world was full of meaningless rituals, mystery religions that destroyed self-confidence. And then boredom, the feeling of hopelessness, which can overtake people with a high degree of material prosperity. There's a poem by a modern Greek called Cavafy, a poem in which he imagines the people of some late antique city waiting every day for the barbarians to come and sack it. And then, finally, the barbarians move off somewhere else, and the city is saved. But the people are disappointed. It would have been better than nothing. Of course, civilization requires a modicum of material prosperity, enough to provide a little leisure. But far more, it requires confidence. Confidence in the society in which one lives, belief in its philosophy, belief in its laws, confidence in one's own mental powers. The way the stones of that bridge are laid is not only a triumph of technical skill, but it shows a vigorous belief in discipline and law.
I'm not gonna, read this out, just look at it. Some 83-year-old woman making insensitive comments about being a far bigger story than the census results. Now, Twitter ended Corona misinformation policy, so let's review the experts. Trademark misinformation. I'm not saying these. I don't want to get taken down for medical misinformation. Biden White House says it isn't taking a side on the cause of anti-lockdown protests in China. A walking on eggshells remark seemingly designed to protect the administration from the charges of hypocrisy. Palace race incident was abuse, says charity boss. Right, the William Kate situation, right. So what happened was that, at least from what I know, is that a member of the royal family, Kate, I guess, don't know much about the royal family, she went to Boston, met a black person, asked the black person where she came from. The black person said that she's from, let's say, Boston. I don't remember where the black person said she's from, but we're just going to say Boston. Boston, so... But where do you come from? Boston. But where were you born? Boston. Where are your parents from? Boston. Where are your grandparents from? Boston. Well, but what part of Africa are you from? I'm not part of Africa. You know, I don't come from Africa. My opinion on it is that isn't racist. Like, if, say, I had a son who, he's white. Right, say I have a son with a person from, we'll say, South Africa. I'm white, my hypothetical wife is white, my son is white, has a South African accent, and a black South African meets him, is like, what part of, we'll say, what part of Britain are you from? Where do you come from? South Africa. Where are you born? South Africa. Where are your parents from? Well, okay, I'm not from South Africa, but we'll just take them on side. South Africa, etc. I wouldn't view that as racist. Anyway, the massive, truly earth-shattering story of an 83-year-old white woman's insensitive comments towards a black woman dominates UK headlines for a second day running. This story is seemingly less important to the BBC, way down the front page. Cost of living people in Cardiff are eating pet food. Jesus. Everyday French people have had it with climate protesters sitting in the road and blocking traffic, as the following footage shows. The Democratic chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee claimed that the Biden administration is trying not to openly support anti-lockdown protesters in China too much in order to avoid the communist government, claiming that it's all Western plot. That's BS. Biden supports the CCP all the way. Our charity supports black women DV survivors I can't stay silent about this. I admire Megan for speaking out. Oh, and speaking of, yeah, in the Netflix documentary coming out, what happened to that quiet, peaceful life you wanted to live, Megan? According to clear definition, it seems Megan is a survivor of DV from her in-laws. Plus, I'm glad Hypocrite Piers left ITV. Harry and Meghan won't be allowed in the balcony. They're a completely different category to Andrew's linked to sexual crimes. Harry married and had children with a black woman and all exclusively white balcony. The only black people banned. Racism. Believe that person was looking for trouble. How is it a racist outage that someone in an African dress where they were from? The royal story is not what it seems. I didn't know she was in an African dress, and that only makes me think it's not racist even further. Yeah, being completely honest, if I met her,